What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Lauren Hinges Network. I know it's a little impromptu, but I'm back. I'm about to start talking about my topics and going to restaurants and do all the things that I used to do and bring my channel back to life. So thank you for returning, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also like my video. So, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here chilling, watching some videos on Instagram. I follow a lot of like inspirational and message boards and things like this. And this page on Instagram called Spiritual Word, they post like random videos of what people say and, you know, political views and different things and spiritual stuff and, you know, things to give your opinion on. And this is doctor called Dr. Umar. And he basically said that a lot of women, when they're older, I guess when they get in their 40s or whatever, that they're all used up and they have the nerve to say that there's no good men. He said that most women, we give our best years to the wrong men.
Hoeing around all through your 20s. Stop hoeing around all through your 30s. You give your 20s to the street Negroes. You give your 30s to the pretty boys. They use you up, dog you out. Now you're in your 40s and nobody's jumping to marry your ass. And so now you're saying it ain't no good black men. No. There's plenty of good black men. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it. And now you see your biological clock is ticking and your beauty clock. See, you got a biological clock, how long you can have those babies, and you got a beauty clock, how long you gonna be looking good. A biological clock, how long you gonna have them babies, and a beauty clock, how long you gonna be looking good. And guess what? When you hit those 40s, don't get me wrong, black don't crack, but everybody declines.
But my thing is like, that's not necessarily true. Personally, from my personal experiences, I personally been engaged twice. Way too young one time before. Still was young when I got engaged the second time. I was 18 when I first got engaged the first time, and then I was like 22 when I got engaged the second time. First time, I will say that I was just too young. Honestly, I was just going to college, and I was a cheerleader, and I wanted to, I guess, be single, you know, understand what it was, because I never been a girl that never wanted to be with anybody or not have a boyfriend or go through that, oh, I just want to be with anybody. Because when I'm with somebody, I only see that person. If I like you, I like you. You know, if not, most of the time I'm by myself. Like, I'm always by myself. Recently, honestly, I don't even date. I don't. After my second engagement, I kind of stopped even dating a little bit. Like, most people go on dates regular or have a date night or anything like that. I don't do that. I am pretty like, okay, cool. I can't say that I'm fine with being by myself, honestly, and I'm content on, you know, that I do want to be with somebody, but I'm also not gonna pressure any situation about being with people. And his opinion on certain things, I do agree. We do give some of our best years to the wrong men. I will say that. But I also will say it has a lot to do with generational situations. Most women, we see our mothers date certain type of men, or I see our mothers get married to certain type of men, and that's the only type of men that we really know. We don't know exactly what is the prototype to tell if a man is a good man, or we don't know when to cut off a situation. Most of us are attracted to toxic situations. It just seems like the more he pushes us away, the more we grab onto him and try to hold on to him. It was this other guy who said something about, I'm definitely going to post both of those on here so you can listen to exactly what Dr. Umar said, and let me know your comments and things like that. Guys and girls, I want to know y'all opinion on this, because it's just weird how he said, he was like, women, we have biological clocks, we have our looks clock, and that, you know, after a while, we can't have babies anymore, and we lose our looks and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I get that what he's saying, but I feel like if more people or men, or if more women had fathers in their life, or some kind of replica of what a good man is, we probably would lean towards that way, because I don't think any woman wants to be alone. Nobody really wants to be alone. Sometimes those are just choices that just happen over time. But women have to understand that, yes, there are good men out there, but men have to understand too that you think you was the best man in the world from the beginning. Every man and every person has a time period where they're not the best they could have or would have or should have been, or ever treated somebody the best they could or should have treated them. Time is everything in the essence. It's called growth. And most men, I mean, especially nowadays, I still see men that try to date me and they're in their 40s and stuff, and they're not married, never been married, don't have a girlfriend, nothing, and they still coming at us like, they saying lines to me to try to pick me up like boys used to say to me when I was in high school. And it's just kind of like, you have to realize, like, everybody has to evolve and grow. So in these days, you don't really know what a man really is looking for, because communication is key. Some men don't have terrible communication skills. Like, their communication is terrible. Like, you don't know what they want. They treat you like they want you. They treat you like you're potential for them. But in essence, they're just charming. They're just sweeping you off your feet. So most of the time, you don't know they don't want to be with you for real. Or you don't know that this was just only us dating and we're friends. You don't even know that, because the communication sucks so bad. I even want to get in contact with this Dr. Umar so he can tell me exactly what are we supposed to do when we don't understand what he wants from us. Yes, you do get signs and things like that, but from my personal experience, I give people chances. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I think sometimes I really do give people chances. I really do. I really do give people chances. I give people multiple chances. And a lot of times, you know, they tell you to just sit back and wait, and Mr. Right is just going to come your way. Work on fixing yourself. But what about those women that spend their years and their time trying to fix themselves, so when they do get that good man, they're ready? And what if they're not, like, knowing how to love themselves until they get older or way older? I mean, I have some time before that happened, like, but still, it's just like, how do we supposed to know? Everybody biological clock is not the same. This is 2022. Everybody biological clock is not the same. Come on, Janet Jackson, Gabrielle Union, all these women, they're much older and they done had children and got married later on in life. And it's not because they were hoeing around or doing anything that was wrong. It's just because they put their careers and their selves first, which it's like an in and out situation. Like, we don't, some people tell us to go left, some people tell us go right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, so focus on yourself and get yourself together, focus on your career, get your money, and he's just gonna fall out in the sky into your lap, the man that's supposed to be for you. But what if you don't go on dates? What if you don't do none of that and you just really just focus on yourself, and that time you just don't really see him because you're so focused on yourself, which taking care of yourself and focus on yourself is actually a good thing. It's an essential situation that we should do. Everybody should take time to get to know themselves. I think that a lot of times men need to do that, because when they get everything out their system, maybe they can learn how to communicate better so that we'll know how to come at them. Instead of us giving our quote unquote good years to the men that aren't for us, if they communicate with us and know that, okay, well, we're just dating or we're just friends, maybe it wouldn't be so imbalanced like that. And also, I've been raised to know that men are the head of the household, you know, when it comes to certain things. But you got to think about it. It's like, I will say this, it's like when you never seen a man really be the head of the household, it's hard to know how to tell when you've met the man that's for you. Because a lot of women like me, I get skeptical when I meet a guy that be like, oh, he's nice, he's cool, we get along great, we have great views in our spirits and, you know, beliefs and, you know, things like that. And it's cool, it's fun when you see that, you know, that you can find somebody that you can communicate and be friends with. But sometimes I've met guys that I thought were good guys, but we just didn't meet. I've met a good guy and we actually dated for a little while and we was together, but it just seems like he was always on the defense because I'm an actress, I'm a model, and so it seems like he always felt some kind of like insecurity about me. You know, I work hard. I make sure I have a roof over my head. I make sure I take care of myself. I make sure that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm always going to take care of myself. And one of those things, because I learned it from my grandmother, I learned it from my mother. All I seen was them keep a roof over their children's head and work hard to get where they want. And I'm not gonna lie, I do wish I had a support system to wake me up and say, hey, Lauren, you know, keep going, keep pushing. Yes, I do push myself, but sometimes, you know, everybody has their emotional weaknesses, and I get insecure about myself. Sometimes I wake up in the morning like, what are you doing, Lauren? You know, maybe you know, what are you doing? You following your dreams, but it's not easy. But nothing worth having is easy. So I took that into place of how a relationship is. Anything worth working for, or if it seems it could be great, you're supposed to work for it. And times have changed. It's not the 70s and 60s anymore, and you know, I can say even the 80s or 90s. Like, the love balance is totally different. It was more married people then. It was people getting married younger then, and it's not like that now. People are actually living their lives and taking trips and vacations and getting to know themselves, and women are becoming more independent and powerful now. So it's interesting to me how he kind of directs it towards that is only women that's saying that. I do believe that there are good men in the world. I do believe that. I definitely believe there are still some good black men out there. I definitely do. Power to the black man, because I love black men. I think black men are awesome. They're strong, they're brave, intuitive, you know, smart, business oriented, handsome as ever. I love a black man. But it's kind of like, we need to be taught, some of us need to be taught what a good man looks like. We don't even know what one looks like, because even the men that we watch on television, these are actors. They're acting to be this good man or this dream man. I mean, I lived in a dream world for a long time, thought that love was just like fairy tales, because that's kind of what I was. You know, I grew up in a strict home. My mom was about going to church, going to school, getting good grades, you know, cheering is your thing, go to college, good grades, graduate from college, get you a 9-to-5, marry you a good husband, have children, and settle down in the suburbs. That's what I was raised to believe, and how I supposed to structure my life. I changed my life when I was in college because I decided to do communications, radio, television. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do television. I want to, you know, be a television correspondent. And then after that, I started doing internships and doing different things. I started going into the drama department, and I changed all that. And I was like, ooh, I like acting. Acting is cool. It's dope. I didn't know how to do it. So once I graduated from college, I got engaged. And when I graduated from college and got engaged, I was really focused on trying to develop this relationship with this man that I love so much. And realistically, I learned a lot, but it also was a waste of time. He wasted my time a little bit. And then I moved to Atlanta, came here, started focusing on strictly on my career. I really didn't date. I might have gone on random dates or whatever, but they weren't. I was so still in love with my ex-fiance that I couldn't even create that balance of what I wanted out of a man. I just was like, okay, Lauren, get your career together. And every career and everything, especially in this entertainment business, we go through so many different random spurts and things like that. And when Corona hit, it was like I mean, everything was shut down. Most people, you know, got divorced because of Corona, because people weren't so used to being in the house with each other so much like that it got crazy. Some people drew together. A lot of people, as they said, had Corona babies. But, you know, I don't really agree necessarily with the time clock that he gave for women. I don't appreciate that. Because what about men? Don't y'all have a time clock? When do y'all understand and realize that y'all might have gave up a good woman back then? And some men, they realized that the woman they had and did wrong was a good woman. And then they'll try to come back. And when they try to come back, she's not the same woman she was, because you broke her down so bad that it's just kind of like she doesn't even understand it. She doesn't even look at you the same way. So it's just like, people have to understand that everybody goes through stages, men and women. And you have to understand that, you know, I just believe that God is going to bring whatever I need into my life. The good man that I want, I feel like you just have to pray for it. The career choices that you want, the opportunities you want, you have to pray for them and work for them. And that's what I do. And I just don't agree with the time schedule that he had for women. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I know men that are in their 50s and stuff and never been married and still out here looking for girls. And I mean, when I mean girls, they looking for girls in their 20s like me. And stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, they looking for way younger girls than they are, 20 and 30 and 40 years younger than them. So, I mean, I don't understand. He's made it seem like women are like used cars. Once we get a certain percentage of mileage or years on us, we're not any good anymore. But that's kind of messed up. So men are always good, men are always perfect, or men are always ready to get married. There are always, you know, a million lined up good men that we ignore. I really truly doubt that's the truth. I really truly doubt that. And like I said, I have met good men, but sometimes just because he doesn't treat you wrong or talk to you crazy or, you know, any of those things, maybe y'all just not compatible. You know, beliefs and things, and you know, you have to realize there's a lot of insecure men out there. You'll meet a good dude and he's insecure about your career. Like, I experienced that. Had a good dude, he was just insecure about my career choice. It seems like, I mean, he couldn't handle none of it. He you know, we'll go out of the town and I'll be having a conversation with his friends and their girlfriends, and because the attention wasn't on him, he felt some kind of way. He would just shut down and wouldn't talk to nobody. And the girls and the guys would be like, why is he acting like this? So that's why I said everybody has to know how to mature. And he's older than me. You get what I'm saying? And he still wasn't, he wants to be with somebody, but he doesn't know how to be with somebody. And that's what people have to understand. Sometimes dudes aren't bad, but they just don't know how to be with somebody. And men get hurt too. It's good men out there that have so much on their shoulders because they actually did get their feelings hurt. And it only takes one girl for most men to get their feelings hurt, and they shut down and they become terrible communicators. Don't want to, you know, love in that openness that they did for the first girl that hurt their heart. So personally, I just feel like it's give and take on both ends. Y'all just let me know what y'all think, because I personally want to understand. Thanks for watching, and let me know your comments, and I'm definitely going to post those videos so you can actually tell me your commentation on there. Make sure you subscribe and check that like button, thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Peace.